Well, hey there everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Wow, this cab on this BX23S has really been generating a lot of interest on YouTube, on Facebook, and in the tractor community all around. So a lot of people have been asking me a lot of great questions, and I'm just loving the feedback and the interaction with my subscribers and viewers. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try and answer some of those questions that you guys have been posting in this video. So let's get to it. Alright, I've been getting a ton of good questions about this cab, and the best questions that I've got so far is this one from Dave. And Dave asks, he said, but in the winter, won't the radiator fan flow suck any heat right out of the cab? I can't figure out how that cab is going to stay warm with that reverse flow setup. I hope this isn't the case, but I can't understand the engineering that would prevent this. And Dave's right. In just about any other aftermarket cab that's out there, it doesn't work really well with the Kubota system because the Kubota BX series has a reverse airflow, which means all of the air that the engine is cooled by comes from the operator's area and out the front of the tractor. A lot of other tractors in this category and this size have the fan coming the opposite direction. So in the Kubota, the radiator is way back here by the operator, and the fan sucks all of the air from the operator right through the front, okay, keeping the operator cool and not having that hot engine air coming at you. Okay, that's why Kubota is a little bit more comfortable. All right, I'm not here to plug Kubota, but who am I kidding? You guys know I love Kubota. All right, so I'm going to explain how this cab system, how this Curtis cab system has solved that issue that Dave brought up. Alright, so the area down here in your tractor looks very similar to what this one is, because the BX series really hasn't changed this part of the tractor that much. Now, what did Curtis do to prevent the air flowing through this and sucking all of that warm air in the wintertime out from the operator area, and it's still keeping it comfortable in here? Well, I'm going to show you. This right here is the panel that Curtis developed to prevent the airflow from escaping when you're trying to stay warm. Now, yes, it's summertime, and I need to stay cool. So I need to do the opposite of staying warm. I need to stay cool. Well, I had to take this panel off today to access my battery because I was doing a little spraying with my rear sprayer, my tank sprayer, and I needed to hook up the terminals, or the clamps to the terminals on the battery, so I had to remove that. I found that it was very, very simple to remove. It only took 7 little, these little turn nuts, I guess you'd probably call them, to take off, and it came right off, no problem at all. But I'm going to be reinstalling it now so you can see how it looks and you can see the functionality and the engineering behind it. So now with this panel back on, all of the airflow that would be in the sealed cab is blocked from going through that vent and through the tractor and sucking all of that nice hot, nice warm air from the operator's area. However, if you look on the other side of the tractor, Curtis has allowed for about 3/4 of an inch gap between this cover and the air vent over here that will still allow the air to flow through the tractor, keeping the engine cool, but still keeping you nice and toasty warm in the wintertime. Alright, so by now you're probably wondering, well, what are these little windows for? They got levers on them, they must do something, right? Well, these little levers allow you to pop open that window and still be able to remove the front loader without getting off of the tractor. That means that Curtis and Kubota actually thought that out. That just shows me that's awesome engineering, that they came together and they figured that out, that you can still open these little windows down here and still remove the loader. It's just absolutely incredible. So again, way to go Curtis, way to go Kubota. Really impressed with that feature. Alright, so a few of you have been asking me about the heater and how it works in this cab. So I think now would be a great time to show you. Up here you have a little vent that pops up. On the other side you have another vent. You have another vent down here that pops open, and they also turn so you can direct that air any direction you want. And there's another one on this side. So that's a total of 4 vents that you can direct in any way you want. You need to defrost the windshield, direct that vent right up there and have the window defrosted. You need to defrost the side window or whatever's frosting up, you can direct it wherever you want. Or maybe your nose is getting a little bit cold. Well, you can direct it right at your nose as well and freeze all of those nostril icicles. So that's the heater. There's a little bit of a heater core right underneath this panel here that the coolant, the hot engine coolant from the engine comes to, circulates through that, and these fans on this side and on this side are circulating that air, that cab air, and keeping you nice and warm. So I think that this system is really going to work well. Alright, another thing that I wanted to show you was this heater control knob. You can open this all the way up and have a lot of heat come from the engine to keep you warm, or you can close it all the way off and just have those fans moving, keeping you cool in the summertime. And the switch has 2 speeds. It has high and low. Alright, another thing that I wanted to show you, because I'm sure somebody will mention it on YouTube, is this panel right here is supposed to come off when operating your tractor in the summertime, because you want maximum airflow to your engine on those hot days. In the wintertime, you put it back on to keep all that warm air by you, and then the engine can stay cool from the cooler air. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully that I answered some of those questions that you had. Wanted to show you those features of this cab, and that's, you know, a lot of those features are the reasons that I went with this cab. I think that Curtis really hit the ball out of the park with this cab. This is the best cab that I've ever seen on a Kubota, or on a BX series Kubota. I've looked at a lot of the different competitors that are out there, and I got to tell you, no one comes close to thinking through all the different features that Curtis thought through on this particular model. So when I saw this one back in 2017 when they came out with it, I looked at it, I thought, wow, and I researched it as much as I could. I got to have that cab. All right. Some of you have asked how much it costs. Now, I'll get to that in a future video. I promise I will. But you got to remember, I live in Minnesota. It gets really, really cold here, and you can't put a price on staying warm when you're out in the snow. So you know, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Give me a like. Promote this video, please. I appreciate it. And comment if you like. If you got any more questions, I'd be happy to answer them. All right, guys, keep on tractoring, and God bless.